All right. Yeah, man, we in this thing, man. We got the Real Negus are back digitally.
Guess who's back, bruh? Guess who's
Hey,
back?
you know what I'm saying? It's still them drones. It's still Real Negus out here.
Yeah, yeah.
We ain't wearing masks because we for real socially distant.
We socially distance. Just for y'all, we decided to socially distance because we knew that this pandemic was coming. So actually, we decided to sit and be stuck like halfway across the country just so that we can continue. So the Real Negus could continue to bring you the content that you so desperately need in this hour of struggle. So he's in DC. He's lobbying for the Real Negus to become an actual 51st state Negus Ville. It's kind of like DC. So he's up there lobbying for us. And I'm still here in the original Negus land,
Yeah,
holding it down.
you in the Negus cave.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With the Negus mobile outside and everything. So
Yeah.
I'm out here on this mission, you know what I mean?
Right. Like,
We
these are
gotta
desperate
find out.
times, man.
Huh?
We desperate times, man. It's desperate time.
That's it, man. Folks don't want to wear their masks. The whites are not wearing their masks, Mike. Like I don't know what that's all about.
Well, I mean, it goes back to our previous incarnation, man. Like, we didn't want to believe that the White Walkers were coming. This is actually how the White Walkers started, bro. From people not wearing their masks.
Well, the whites are walking and they ain't got no mask on. Oh man, but we have assembled because the TV Negus gods have sent down a show that is wow is what it is. Lovecraft Country. Say that 3 times fast. You might come out with a whole new show, you know what I mean? So what do you think about it, Mike? You go and then I'll give my initial thoughts.
So man, like
what do you think about like just the name and like, what you thought the show was gonna be about?
So I purposely didn't read anything, like even a description of the show. I didn't know what it was going to be about. All I knew was what the trailer showed. So I just knew it was going to be black people on the show, which is all I needed, right? And it was going to be on HBO at 9:00 on a Sunday. That's all you need, bro.
That's it.
That's our time, bro. That's Game of Thrones time. That's
Insecure. Let's Argue.
Wire time.
Yeah.
So that's
Boardwalk Empire. Like all the good shows.
Right.
Hey, I fucked with Perry Mason, Mike. Perry Mason was pretty good. I don't know if you watched that.
I said I was going to start watching it, bro. I said I was going to start watching it.
But, it wasn't Negus approved because they used the word gritty. Like I'm allergic to the word gritty now.
Right.
Like just because you say gritty don't mean I want to see you, like, rip a baby eyelids off.
Nah, they did that in Perry Mason.
Yeah, they did, man. On the first episode, like, damn, bro, like, what is this,
bro?
But I hear you. Like, the Real Negus don't read. We experience. We have to watch. We have to see it. We have to take it into our veins. I think initially, like, me, man. Like, I just want like a happy black story. You know what I mean? Like, everybody wanted black people to be on Game of Thrones, and then we got old baby girl getting her head chopped off.
Yeah, man.
And I was like, we probably don't need to go to Westeros. So,
See, it doesn't even have to be happy for me, bro. As long as it's like realistic and like not broad views of black people. Like, let black people exist as people in the universe.
Yeah, I mean, like, I didn't want to have like a like a mud deer or like some kind of stereotype, or I don't want to move it like This Christmas where, you know, at the end they end up using each other's real names. So I just wanted, like, you know, just a happy black story where everybody like just like you know, they live at the end. Niggas sit around and eat pie. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want nothing like Best Man Holiday where everybody was like came over for Christmas to find out their best friend got like 42 hours to live. They couldn't even give her a whole 48. I was like, damn, bro. And so then we get Lovecraft Country, and it's like in the middle of Trump, Black Lives Matter. Like, Jordan Peele was like, man, bro, you want a happy story? Let me give you racism and aliens and fucking vampires, and see if you're gonna want to overcome someday now, bro.
So yeah, so let's start. Let's go in, bro. So this episode, this is going to be, we're going to cover the first 2 episodes on this one because,
right.
you know, like that's how we did. We started Dim Thrones after the 2nd episode, you know. So we had
of like the 4th season, but you know, we wasn't on time, but we was on time.
right. We may not come when you want us, but we always on time, bro.
always.
I think that's in the Real Negus Bible.
It is, man. It's like right there after we say, you know, we don't read, we watch, we experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So the show opened up with like a war montage. You know what I'm saying? You thinking that he in Vietnam, or you feel like he in World War I or II. I don't I don't know if it was like an actual war that it was supposed to be. All I know is like it jumped to Men in Black like real soon. You know what I mean? So
I think it's supposed to be set in the 20s, but you know, in the new. So I thought it was World War I. Yeah. But then they were like, there was a Asian girl. I guess World War I did have an Asian front. There was an Asian front, so I don't know.
Nah, I was just playing.
Yeah, so I don't know, but he's back from war, and you know, the first thing we experienced on it was Jim Crow, right? They put him off the bus, right?
Yeah, they had him in the back of the bus with Jane Pittman, and you know what I'm saying, they was trading black folk stories,
right. But then the bus had a tire blowout, and they had it walk. Did he walk to Chicago?
Fam, like real deal, walked to Chicago. I was like, where did this bus break down? Was it in Oswego?
So I've driven. So he was coming supposedly from Florida, right? So I've driven from Alabama to Chicago before, right? And I think they showed windmills. So it must have been in Indiana. It's
It had some Indiana vibes.
Yeah, there's an ass of windmills in Indiana, bro. Like they real deal got whole ass windmills in Indiana. So I think he just walked from Indiana to Chicago, which is like not that far in a car. You know, it's about a day's walk. On the side note, bro, when they announced the Mike Brown grand jury verdict, I thought I might have to walk from Indiana, bro. It starts snowing so bad that you couldn't differentiate the side of the roads from the road. And it was Thanksgiving Eve, bro. I was trying to get back for Thanksgiving Eve because I had to cook dinner for my whole family. And I didn't know if I was going to make it, bro. Like, I couldn't tell the road, but I just kept driving.
Those were the ancestors. We are locked into nature. That was crazy because even with what you just said, like my man's carried his luggage and Jane Pittman luggage.
Right, bro. And it was like them square suitcases used to be heavy as fuck, bro. That wasn't the stuff you get today. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't no Samsonite. That was shit made out of. That was wood suitcases, bro.
Man, them shits had like copper wiring in it. Like you can like for real, like make a TV out there, bitch.
That's the stuff that they used. You remember in the old movies, they used to block bullets with them suitcases, bro.
Yeah,
them
yeah.
Suitcases, bro.
That's them joints that was in that Fred Sanford used to sell out in Junkyard, and then Rilo Goda come over there and like knock it over or something.
Yeah, that's So he carried all of those to Chicago, and then he got there, and his uncle is about to go on a trip around the world, man. He was about to do the sequel to Green Book, the prequel to Green Book, right? Because that's what he was doing.
I think he was.
So some of our readers might not know this, but what they were referring to his uncle was there were a series of books called Green Books that were distributed across America because, of course, during the days of Jim Crow, you couldn't stay anywhere. So these books basically atlases, but they also told Black people like where you could stay, where was it safe to go, what places were sundown towns, and of course, you never think about this, but somebody had to write this. Like somebody had to go to these towns and see if the shit was really safe. And so that's his uncle.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No. I was gonna say, no. To your point, I saw a lot of people like in the same way that when The Watchmen came out, like people weren't, for some reason, they didn't know about Black Wall Street in Tulsa.
Right.
I saw posts not knowing what a sundown town was, Mike.
Right.
What's up with that?
Like a lot of people just don't, bruh, look, white people teach us our history.
They didn't.
That's the answer, right? We get our history from white people.
Yeah.
And they don't tell you about sundown towns. They don't tell you about the Green Book, right? They'll tell you a little bit about Jim Crow. But, a lot of people don't wonder, well, there were Black hotels and there were white hotels and there were places that Black people could stay, but they never talk about, well, how the Black people would know. How would the Black people know? That's where the Green Book came in.
Yeah, it was a lot going on. I even like just kind of go back to, I guess like the premise of the show, like just not really knowing what was going on and watching how things kind of unfolded is almost like they got like little stopping points, like just like little checkpoints. Cause later on in the episode, they ended up like in no man's land at old girl cousin uncle daddy house.
Right.
And like I was like, how we got here? You know what I'm saying?
That was her brother house, right?
Yeah, something like that. It was some kind of weird connection.
Yeah, but because it's her brother, so we probably gonna get to this. But how, like, I don't know if Journey Smollett is gonna end up being like an alien or something, but like, how she get so light skinned and her brother dark skinned, her sister dark skinned?
Well, I mean, Journey come from a family that don't necessarily tell the truth, and so
you got a point there.
That's kind of like how we got there. You know what I mean? It's funny. I associate how Black actors and actresses, with the shows that they were a part of. Or formerly a part of, and Journey Smollett used to play on Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
I didn't know
like she's been in the game for a long time, and I'm saying like, how did we get here? Like I feel like I raised her or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like, I watched you learn how to play the piano with Mr. Cooper like back in the day.
Well, I remember her back in the days when she was on The Leftovers, and she was a teenager, a badass teenager, and she was going to come out. She was Regina Bell. I mean Regina. What's her name? That was on.
King?
Regina, yeah, she was Regina King's daughter.
On the Leftovers. I didn't watch the Leftovers.
That was good, man.
It was a good show. What about so the main character, they said his name, but I'm gonna call him the Five Blood, like just singular, because he was in that movie. Did you see the Five Bloods?
No, I started trying to watch it, bro, but I gave up.
No matter how bad you thought that movie was when you watched it, trust me, it got way worse, Mike. Like, I didn't even finish it, but it was so bad. Like, it was so bad. And the fifth blood, well, actually, he was kind of the sixth blood. That's who the main character is on Lovecraft. He gave a Morehouse speech. He stepped on a mine, right? And he didn't let his foot up, right? So his daddy was Delroy Lindo, and he started giving him a Morehouse speech, like whatever, like Morehouse graduate speech they give the brothers over there.
Nah, bro, they Morehouse niggas learn how to get their speeches as freshmen, bro. I've been to Morehouse events many times, bro. I think you got to know how to give one of those speeches to get accepted into Morehouse.
So I definitely respect the culture and the history, but I just don't feel like saying that speech will save you from having your legs blown off by a mine.
Nah.
And not to mention they tied a rope around his waist to snatch him off the mine in order to keep his legs from blowing off.
So what you're telling me is I made a good choice not to watch.
Exactly. And I think
but I saw him in The Last Man in San Francisco, The Last Black Man in San Francisco.
Oh yeah, he was in that. That was a good movie.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah. But was good.
Because in The Last Black Man in San Francisco, he seemed almost like a little artistic, and like I didn't know he was buff like that. I guess the way they dressed him in that movie, because he used a bunch of clothes in hot ass San Francisco, but in Lovecraft Country, he was buff, man. Like he just got out. He did push-ups on the side of the road on the way to.
I mean, lifting those suitcases, it'll do that for you. He has perfected the I smell a fart face, but he can't really like find out who it was first.
Yeah.
Before he really like go in.
It's really I don't smell a fart face. Because he's really where he smells the fart, but he's trying to pretend admirably, I might add, that he doesn't smell a fart.
Yeah, I think that he doesn't want anybody to think he was the one. Yeah. Because the
rules say,
first one smelt it.
They actually dealt it.
Yeah. So he has perfected that face and the muting of his words to hold his peace while he acts between his scenes. It's like every scene that he's not talking or acting, he goes back to the face because he knows it's either Journey may have farted, it might be one of these white people. He don't know yet, you know what I mean? Maybe we'll find that out in the later episodes.
Right.
But
like and a lot of actors use that technique, right? Like I always say, what's the actress who starred in Scandal?
Oh, now Kerry Washington.
Yeah, she always looked like she just ate some peanut butter, and then somebody told her something sad
that it was shit
going to make her cry, but she's not going to cry because she's a strong black woman.
Right.
Or Ben Affleck always looks like somebody just told him a joke and he's trying not to laugh, but he's going to laugh after they say cut.
That could be it. It's all about the artistry of the acting.
Right, the subtext. Subtext.
Yeah. And speaking of Kerry Washington, two things. I am really looking for a Kerry Washington mask. I saw him as a meme on a page, and I really want that face with the like. I want that as my mask. Like, so if anybody out there that's watching, send your boy a mask. Uh, and then the second thing, Mike, is getting into tonight's episode. I know we're doing both episodes, but tonight's episode, out of all the racial overtones of the show, the person that I would most expect to star on this show was the president from Scandal. And what do you know? He shows up. I was like, I knew your ass was gonna be in this shit. Because what else was he on? Like, he perfected the the infliction of black trauma.
Right. That's his move, man. He's like the Michael Rappaport of drama.
He is. He's when I saw his face, I was like, of course you would be in this.
Right. So he goes to he goes to Chicago, man. And then they have that whole musical scene where Letty's sister is singing. Mm-hmm. And then we find out, I don't know what the purpose of the whole musical scene was. I guess it was to find out that Letty could sing. And
it was like the Black Newsies. Like they was just about to roll some, they saw the numbers that Hamilton did over COVID, and they just kind of wanted to add in that little number, and just kind of add in some exposition in there too. So,
right. Or maybe it was to show that, like, during Jim Crow, like, we weren't always miserable. Like, black people were happy, too. And when black people get happy, what's going to happen? We got to open up a fire hose.
Right.
We got to get there.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of cool. And again, it made you wonder, like, what time period is this? Like, was that the 60s? Was it the 70s?
I think it's the 20s, bro.
But I don't know if it's the 20s, though. Like, everybody had on suits in the 20s, didn't it?
Nah, bro, that's you had to stand still to take a picture, so they would dress up to take a picture, but like everybody didn't have suits, bro.
Yeah, I liked how they showed. So another bad movie that I watched over the COVID break was this movie about the black sommelier. Mm-hmm. I think it was called Uncorked. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
It was terrible, Mike. It was one of those movies that took like a really good kind of original story, and like and they got like this dry main character, right? But they had Niecy Nash, my girl, as like one of the supporting characters, and then the dude Courtney B. Vance was in this movie playing the little boy dad as he tried to support him to become a wine connoisseur, right?
I started watching that. Keep talking. I started watching that movie, man. But it didn't seem bad. It's just that I guess I didn't want to watch it, bro.
Yeah, well, the end will break your heart. He ended up not being the hero of his own story, and it was just one of those movies. Like I was just really upset at how the movie ended. I was like, you built this whole original story around this dude being something that not a lot of black people go out to be a sommelier. Well, not that they don't, not that a lot of black people don't do it. It's just you don't see stories or movies about it. Mm-hmm. And then we finally get a movie about it, and the white dude, his latchkey best friend, ends up becoming a sommelier, and Buddy don't. And it kind of pissed me off, right? So I say all that to say that I was just going to refer to, Courtney B. Vance got like a cool name where you just got to say the whole name. But then I was going to call him the sommelier daddy. So, and then I thought, at the angle that they shot my girl, Anjanae Ellis, Am I pronouncing her name right? Isn't it Anjane?
I have no idea who you're talking about. I don't know
Well,
who.
she's sister girl from Undercover Brother.
Okay, yeah.
Uh, yeah, when she was laying in the bed with Somalia Daddy, I thought she was Selena Johnson for a second, but it
The singer,
wasn't. Huh?
the singer Selena Johnson?
Yeah, because I know she ain't getting no work now, so I figured like she was just, at least gonna be in this movie. And he started finger fucking her in the bed, and I was like, did people finger fuck back then? Like,
I don't
is
think
that
they
what people
invented
did?
it until the early 40s, bro. I don't think it was invented.
I mean, black people was doing that, like, because I imagine like black slave hands like doing that, and like I don't think that's good for the pH balance of the ladies. And
Let's move on, Philip.
all right, let's do. So they ended up. Oh, you know what I did like? I liked the little shout out. They went to a bar named after Denmark Vesey.
Yeah.
I fucks with that heavy. You know what I mean? Like we got, like you were saying, we don't have the history in there. We don't. A lot of people don't know our history. So hey, man, throwing Denmark Vesey in there is like a little.
There are a lot of subtle clues to history in the show that if you pay attention, or if you got, but I guess you got to know history. Like a lot of people didn't know about the Green Book,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there are a lot of subtle clues to history.
Yeah. I like that, and that was kind of setting up the storyline. We still didn't know what. I didn't know what I was watching. I just knew black people was on the screen at the time, and I was enjoying it. And then we got to the musical number that kind of set the story along, and they go on their journey. They get to the first Waffle House. Nick, that Waffle House they had. So was it when they started looking around the room? Were they saying that it was like the walls were made of black bones?
No. What they were saying is that so that it had just, you could tell that it had been painted over. It had been there had been a fire, and then it had been painted over.
Oh, okay. Well, why did they tell the story about like the White House and everything?
Because the White House was burned down,
Oh, that's right. I'm sure that was
right.
Stupid stuff. All right. So I dig that. I was a little lost. The sequencing was a little fast at that moment. Then we got this dope car chase in the old school Chevys, and Journey Smollett got in the car and whipped that thing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
She had it. I mean, how fast do those cars go? They ain't really go that fast.
I guess like 55 miles per hour. I don't know.
Yeah, that was fast back then. You know what I'm saying? So that looked like they was in that looked like it was in like rural Alabama.
Yeah.
Like I felt like they was in the Black Belt at that part.
Yeah.
I think I stopped at that place one time and actually had like a similar outcome, and I just took off without paying my bill. I owed $3.58 for some tea or something in one of them shops.
So let me say, so when they get to the place that they're going, right? First of all, like, how did they know exactly when the sun was going down? Did they have like an old farmer's almanac?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I thought about that too. Like, did they? I mean, how did we make it without GPS?
Bruh, I think about that all the time, and I used to, like, when I used to road trip with the bros in college, like, we used to be going places. We had no damn maps.
How did we? Yeah.
Like, we used to just, like, you remember people used to literally give you directions. Like, you need to take 139 to 75 and then take 75, get off in Bradenton, and you'll be there, go from Bradenton through Simpsonville, and then you'll be there. Like, we used to just remember that shit, bro. We're spoiled now, bro.
Yeah, I mean, like the only thing I can really have a full recollection of was MapQuest.
Bro. Yeah, I
And
remember
they had
Matt.
like little numbers on the side. And it's like, are we measuring it as we I don't even remember
Bro,
how
I remember MapQuest. I remember MapQuest was like a revelation, bro. Unless you had like low ink in your printer when you was printing out the directions,
oh yeah,
and you get
you fucked up because you didn't get
yeah,
the last little coordinate.
yeah. Do you
And
get lost, man, if
you
you
end
had
up
low
at
ink?
the little coffee shop.
Yeah. So I remember MapQuest. I remember buying those little map books, bro. And I remember getting lost.
Yeah, I mean, I was really thinking about that and like I don't know, like I have like if I ever want to have an anxiety attack, I start thinking about like how did we get around before?
Bro, I remember getting around before. Like you just bought maps and
Yeah.
motherfuckers gave you directions. You used to stop play. Man, I remember one time we were going to a step show in Troy, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And we stopped and asked motherfuckers inside McDonald's how to get to Troy. And there was a dude up front, and then everybody, even the customers, were behind the counter. There's just
Mm-hmm.
one dude in front of the counter. And he was robbing that bitch. And he turned around and he's just like, you don't want to come in here right now. And we left. And then we just realized like later that night when we was with the bros and watching the news, oh, there was a McDonald's on the outside of town that was being robbed. Like that's how you used to get directions. You just stopped and ask somebody, bro.
So it sounded like you was in Lovecraft Country
Yeah.
before it was defined, before it was
Yeah.
gentrified.
I was more little Lustcraft Country.
Oh,
Like,
okay, okay. All right. Like craft or something.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I got you.
Yeah. It's probably
Uh
a little, you know, it's probably a little late night skedaddle craft country.
a peck on the cheek craft country.
Yeah. It was Netflix and chill country.
I so I was tripping off of the the sheriff. The sheriff pulled up with I mean like he was so sinister. I mean like when nobody looking, just that whole sequence was like so dope.
Yeah.
And
Like sometimes though, when I watch TV, and especially these kinds of movies like slavery movies or movies set in the Jim Crow era, I wonder why they had to make the white people so sinister. Like, it used to be just regular white people who just didn't like black people. And if they just get the notion, they'll kill them. But then I remember, oh, white people was really like that back then.
they were
Like they
really
used
like
to lynch thousands of people in places like that. Like if you ever go to the EJI Center in Montgomery, you'll say, "Oh yeah, they was like that." Like they used to like
yeah.
their stories on those monuments that say, "Hey, this guy, he just asked for an extra cup of milk, and they lynched him."
Yeah. I mean, so it's funny you brought up EJI. Like so I traced my family history and my great grandfather fled Dublin, Georgia because he was accused of sleeping with a white woman, right? And this was around we still can't really get like the actual dates or whatever, but it was between 1921 and 1925, I think, right? So my great grandfather fled, came to Birmingham. That's how I ended up being from Birmingham, because like these crazy white folks was after him. And when I got to the EJI Institute, I looked up there, and there was a record of a lynching in Dublin, Georgia, right? Because they have it by counties. So I'm thinking one of those names up there was who they caught when they was trying to find my great granddad.
Might be, bro. Like my great grandfather, like basically had the same story. He was he was released from slavery because he was emancipated because he was such a belligerent slave and was organizing slaves that when his master died
Mm-hmm.
and he passed all of his slaves off to his sons and daughters, he split them up. He was like, but this one, hey, set him free or you'll always have trouble with all of the rest.
Mm-hmm.
So my great grandfather was set free, but the other slaves on other plantations would give him, like, was still part of the crops and give him to teach their children how to read. And basically he went and sold the tobacco. This was back like during the Civil War. You had to get what they call tobacco stamps. And they was wondering how he got all these damn stamps. And so the white people, what they call, set upon him and killed his brother, but he escaped. And by then he had bought like 2 acres of land. He had learned how to blacksmith. He had to leave all that shit behind and flee the county. And so, like,
And this was in South Carolina.
Yeah, it was in South Carolina. So this was in Lee County, South Carolina. So he fled Lee County and went to Darlington County, and that's how my family ended up being from Darlington County, like basically giving up his land and all of that shit.
But then, like, how did our family like know how to go anywhere? Like that was before maps.
Right.
Like we was following the drinking gourd. We was looking at the stars.
Yeah,
like,
they probably had been to other like been to surrounding places, or just like probably just, if you running away, bro, you just hit the road. Like you don't know. Like all roads lead to somewhere though.
But and that's what, to bring it back to the story, like that's what made like that whole sequence, like, man, my heart beating out my chest, dog. Like
That shit was anxiety inducing, man. Like that shit had a lot of tension in it. Just them trying to get to that damn
county line
track.
Yeah, and it's like he was ramming them from behind, and I was like, "Oh, you son of a bitch, you bastard!"
So let me tell you what is interesting, right? That I just thought about. You and me and most people who watch the show, just think about this. Like, 20 minutes later, when the monsters were introduced and these monsters were killing them. Now tell me if this is true for you. You were more scared of the white people than you were of the monsters.
Yes. Yeah, because when he crossed that line and they were celebrating, I was like, "Oh, damn, something bad about to happen." And what happened? You can't get too celebratory around white folks.
Right.
You got to get to like really, you got to get to like a homecoming. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to get to a family reunion. Yeah. But even then, you ain't safe. You know what I mean? Probably the only safe haven is like an HBCU homecoming.
Right.
Because white folks monsters, like, they not coming over there.
Right.
Like, it's too loud, it's too much barbecue, too much music. Like,
you gotta be on the rock though at homecoming, like on somebody's yard on the rock.
Right.
You go. And white folks can't come on the Q's rock, bro.
That's what it is. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Like, the founders put a spell. You know what I mean? Like,
the spell don't work on the HBC.
Right. And I knew they wasn't going to homecoming, and I was like, "Shit, their life is in peril, bro." And then they run into, what was it, 4? Was it 4 doing a roadblock?
Yeah.
And then they take them out to the woods. And yeah, I mean, the monsters came out. And like what really scared the shit out of me was when the white dude turned into the monster. I was like, God, dog, he already a monster.
Right.
Then you gonna give him monster powers. And that's what I'm
Right.
saying. I just wanted a happy Black story where we all live, eat pie at the end. Like I would want to have my heart jumping out. But I kept watching.
So on episode 2 though, so they get to
Right.
the big house, right? First of all, like they go to the house and the whitest white man, like what, like if first of all, I thought, did you think that was Matthew McConaughey?
Nah, so I think I know who that white dude is. Like I kind of know all my whites now. I think he the younger brother of dude that used to be on True Blood.
Yeah,
And he be on this other show, Big Little Lies. I can't think of it. Skarsgård. He looked like a Skarsgård. Like
yeah. I used to watch True Blood, bro.
Yeah.
So
That's
so
what
he
this
was,
show give me. It's Black True Blood.
yeah. So you saying that's old girl brother, younger brother?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? He had the vibes. He looked like he was like, like in that bloodline somehow. Like,
Yeah. But he does look like a little bit like what's Eric Nordstrom, that was his name.
yeah. He kind of got that look. And then somehow they related to the white dude that was on Thor, on the
Yeah.
first
And
Thor.
I think they
I think it's a lot
distant
of them.
relatives of Cersei and Jamie Lannister too. They got a little Lannister in them.
They got a little Lannister. I
Yeah, he
see
got a
it.
little Tommen, a little
Little Joffrey in
Joffrey in
them.
them.
Yeah. If Tommy hadn't jumped out the window, this who
Yeah.
he would be.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I kind of.
didn't jump out? What if Tommen didn't die when he jumped out the window and made it
Oh,
to
he did.
America?
It could be like if he jumped and like instead of hitting the ground, he hit like a dimension
And
and
got
land
bit by Eric Nordstrom vampire
on the
and
way
lived.
down.
And yeah, because he probably made it all the way to Louisiana and then got bit by a vampire and then went to Lovecraft Country, bro.
With the Lilith blood. That's all
Yeah,
I remember from that.
yeah,
I remember one of them vampires went to heaven. I was like, bro, this shit is lame as fuck.
yeah. He got named when everybody got a superpower, when everybody was a fairy or a vampire or a werewolf or a shapeshifter or the
Yeah.
devil. Remember, they had a whole devil on that bitch for a couple seasons.
Man, they had somebody come out of egg. And I was like, hell no. And then I remember one the black lady was coked out on vampire blood.
Yeah.
And I was like, this shit racist as fuck, man. You're not gonna have me watch this black lady snort vampire blood to get a fix.
Yeah.
Like, there's some Reaganomics for your ass right now.
That's why they created the 93 crime bill, bro.
That's it, man.
Because they were scared we were gonna start snorting vampire blood.
I believe you. I believe you. They came with the with like the house. The house really looked like the house from True Blood. Like everything, like it's like the same set, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Like if Bill Compton come out, I'll be like, man, hell no, bro. You done already gave me Scandal. Now you're gonna get
Right. So
yeah.
so all of this under the guise of looking for old dude dead, right?
Right.
Like
And
they were
his
looking for
dad,
Omar.
they was looking for Omar. And Omar Little been dead for over 10 years because of fucking Kennard. And all they had to do was just find a book and a rock.
Right.
He would have came back. So now he after Marlo. He can't stand his son because his son look like Marlo. That's what it is.
That's
Why
probably
he
what
mad.
it is, bro.
Yeah, he mad as hell.
He probably just remembering Marlo, dog.
Yeah. He I thought that I mean this episode it continued on. Like we got a little glimpse at the monsters from the last episode, man, when Journey Smollett drop kicked that white lady down the steps, man, I was rolling. That shit was hilarious.
Hey, so Omar was the Real Niggas Die Wolf. He was down here watching it, man. He didn't like that lady dogs, man.
Oh, I bet he did. He started barking.
Bruh, he didn't bark. He just stood up at attention and just watched the whole time, man. He watched the whole show just to see if them dogs was gonna come back, bro.
That is so funny, man. Like I really want a dog just to watch how they react to dogs on TV. Like it,
Right.
It's just a fascinating study for me. Like just watching nature kick in. Yeah, I mean that lady dog was ferocious. She had what those German shepherds or something else?
Yeah, they look like German shepherds, bro. Like Hitler's.
Yes. Yeah, they had some Hitler vibes to it.
Well, okay, let me ask you this. I don't understand how Omar, like he was how did he get up? He was in a grave or what?
Yeah, it seemed like he like crawled out the dirt. So some of the things about the show are kind of weird. Like you gotta, I watched it twice, and it's the sequencing, like the kind of the transitions that they go into each scene. Like even with how they did the side by sides with old girl about to smash the Five Bloods. The Five Bloods was fighting old girl from the real world.
Kong.
Yeah. You know that the girl, the Asian girl, she played on the Real World. Like she literally plays every Asian character. Like anytime there's a call for an Asian character, like she is there. Like she does not miss that call. And you can always tell her, like she the only one. Well, damn, that sounds like that. But you can always tell it's her.
So here's a little canary in the coal mine, a little Easter egg, is that Omar's name in the show is Montresor, right? Or Montrose. And in the cast of Amontillado by Edgar Allan Poe, Montresor was lured underground, like to an underground, basically layer, just like it was in the show.
Like in this silo.
By saying, hey, you want to come down and get this wine? And they lured him down there and, kept him captive. So that's a little Easter egg in that.
So that's fascinating, Mike. But what I'm afraid of is, considering what we saw in that silo was pigs, do you think they swayed him with pig feet? Do you think they promised him some pickled pig feet and he came down there and got trapped?
Or chitlins, because remember they was like a liver is basically a chitlin, and they was trying to get those people at the ceremony to eat human chitlins. So black people like pig chitlins, white people like human chitlins.
He was like, man, don't eat that shit, bro.
First of all, you don't eat no white people. Like, you don't eat no shit white people cook. Just tell you to eat if you don't recognize it. And everybody know that.
Right. I mean, they
even Johnny Smollett say, they don't season each food, man.
Right. And she got him up out of there. You know what I mean? But she was grubbing. They were grubbing at the little table.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You be hungry, though, after you kill like 3-4 monsters.
That's true. Yeah, you could definitely work up a sweat. Hey, so why do you think that their inability to recognize recollect the events that happened the night before, that has something to do with that whistle? Or you think it's something else?
I think that's what I was thinking, man. I think it was the whistle.
Yeah.
It was the whistle. The whistle not only is like the light in Men in Black.
Men in Black, yeah.
Right. It not only calls the monsters away, but it makes you forget, man. It's like hypnosis.
Yeah. I felt like it was something. The I mean, yeah, I was like, man, that's crazy. And then I'm gonna tell you another thing that freaked me out was how they had all them white dudes was in the suits looking at them in their cribs. And they was like tormenting them with the snake dick,
Yeah.
with the Asian lady, with the old flame. Shouts out to Erica Tazel, man. She one of my favorite actresses, man. She used to play on Justified. She got a little
You know
cameo.
all the black people actual names.
I know
I'm really
names,
impressed
bro.
at this, man.
That's my homie, man. Like I tweeted her a couple times.
That's what happens though. Like that's what you have to sacrifice. Like that's the knowledge you gain by sacrificing your time and watching shit like the Five Bloods and
Yeah, man.
the Negro Wine movie. Like you learn all the black actors' names.
You do, man, because you're sitting there like, damn, man, like, where I seen these black people from? Like, I know I didn't seen him before.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Angela Bassett's husband. Oh, that's Sister Girl from uh from Undercover Brother. You know
See,
what
I
I
don't
mean?
know white people names at all, but I know black. Like I know, oh, that's so and so. I know I've seen them before, but I don't know their actual names. You know their actual names. So kudos to you, bro.
I
Kudos.
appreciate that, man. The only white person I struggle with is I can't tell Glenn Close apart from Meryl Streep. Like I really
Oh.
think they're the same person.
No,
But
I can't
I've
tell.
tried.
Kate, I don't know Kate Winslet from all of the other white girls, like the girl. So who plays on that Showtime spy movie? That Showtime. So
Oh,
Kate,
I don't watch Homeland. You talking about Homeland?
yeah.
I think that's the girl from Roseanne. But I don't
I don't think you're right, bro. I don't think she played on Roseanne.
I couldn't say that with a straight face. Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch that show. But
That's so that's Claire Danes. So
okay.
Kate
I
Winslet,
don't know who Claire Danes is for
yeah,
the
me either.
record.
Yeah, she almost Kate Winslet, and
Okay. So Claire Danes played in the Titanic and Kate Winslet played on Homeland.
I think I don't know.
Yeah, man. I so let's get to like the climactic scene at the end. Like what do you think about it? Well, first before we get there, we gotta talk about Omar like really hate his son. Like really hates this man. They really did some character development there over the last two episodes. And then we get to a car crash where they got the spell. They ran into the night, into the white mist, and got snatched back. And so we didn't know it at first, but I guess Courtney B. Vance died. Is that what
Yeah.
happened?
So
He got shot.
The head Grand Wizard of the White Klux Klan, he told Atticus that he would, I guess, heal Courtney B. Vance if he went through with the ceremony, if Atticus went through with the ceremony. But he went through it. But you know, white people don't keep their promises. Like I would have never done that shit because I know white people don't keep their promises.
He hit
But
him with the Andrew Johnson.
yeah, so or to Joe Biden. But so he so I guess because he couldn't heal Atticus, I mean he couldn't heal Courtney B. Vance because he died trying to go to the Garden of Eden, and
Yeah.
He got turned into a statue or a pillar or something. Was that a pillar? Was that a callback to Lot?
I thought it was, man. That was a straight up pillar assault. They got crushed. I was trying to see, is there, so the sister girl was at I mean, was that Harriet Tubman that they was looking at? Like, I was trying to think
I
about.
think that was their great, like, I think that was Atticus's mom's ancestor, Hannah, who escaped the fire. Remember the
Oh, that
place
was the
burnt
fire.
down the first time.
I
Hannah
loved it.
was the only one who escaped, and she was pregnant, right?
See, I thought that was Henrietta Lacks.
I thought it was Harriet Tubman.
Yeah, so she was pregnant. I love that scene. I didn't know what the fuck was going on, but I was like, damn, like I'm digging this.
Where
Like
was Aunt
she gave him
Jemima?
superpowers or something. It's
Nah,
like she gave.
she was just leading him to the front door, man.
I feel like she gave him reparations when they were trying to like steal his soul and send him. Like, were they really trying to kill him, or were they just trying to like punish him?
They were
Like, what do
trying
you
to
think?
use him because they thought because he got that slave master blood in his veins. And that was the only way that they were going to get to this Garden of Eden, I guess.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. So, so just like True Blood, they was. I mean, this is basically Black True Blood.
Yeah,
Like he had the Lilith blood, and they was
right.
trying to extract it from him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, and then so what was the ring? I didn't really get the ring part. I think I had looked down at my phone for a second and missed that part.
So I think I think the ring might come into play later on. This is just speculation because, again, we don't read. Because remember when they were leaving, they were saying like there are organizations like this all over.
Right.
And he got this ring
That
now
kind of opened the door.
that symbolized like I am a motherfucker y'all gotta obey.
Oh, okay. So he like Captain Planet.
Yeah, it's like if he basically like if the dude on the Chappelle show who was the Klansman was a Grand Wizard, right?
Oh, okay.
He a black,
Clayton Bigsby.
yeah, yeah. He like Clayton Bigsby, but if Clayton Bigsby got a promotion,
And like stayed true to himself. Like,
yeah,
instead of yeah.
because now
So yeah,
because now they still like this thing is destroyed, but they still in racist fucking land
right.
with
So
nobody to control the monsters.
yeah, you're right, because they knocked out old girl, because she had the whistle. The
Yeah.
only thing left is I guess the two white kids maybe because they wasn't in there when all of that
Or
went down.
or they might know, like they might respect the ring, bro.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean that part was deep, man. I loved how um you know Harriet Tubman kind of guided him to freedom. The five bloods through the fire, through like the whole window to the wall, and she got through that thing. She got him through that thing, and like I was thinking, okay, so now I guess he got superpowers now. Like he gonna be Django Unchained,
Can't be,
Django
bro, because
off the
he
chain.
couldn't get through that goddamn invisible. He don't. I guess he might have superpowers, but seemed like he would have had superpowers the whole time, right?
Yeah, well, I'm saying they had to open the door, they had to open the gateway, and then old girl like poured
So
the
you saying
ancestral
so you saying
knowledge
when
into
they
him.
so when they tased him from the Garden of Eden,
Yeah,
when they tased him with the lightning and the he started growing the ivy on him.
that was that shit from the Watchmen. I was like, is he finna be Dr. Manhattan on there? Are they gonna get him to fight Dr. Manhattan? I don't know. Like, what the fuck?
I thought it was grayscale, man.
Yeah, well, he did have. I did see a little ash there,
Yeah.
and he started to turn, and
But
then
they put a lot of remember though, they put a lot of lotion on him before the ceremony. Remember they got him naked and then lotion him down good because they know there was a chance that his ash might be contagious.
but see, it was white people doing it, so they was stripping the lotion off. And when they opened that gateway, they wasn't expecting old girl to stand there and throw him a bottle of lotion.
Right. Because white
And
people
that's
call lotion cream.
right. So
And they don't know about the thumb meat part and the back of the
right.
ankles. Your ankle
One
back. They don't lotion the ankle back.
once Sister Harriet like smooth that out. You know what I'm saying? He was good to go. He got all his strength back. He ran through the house and got out of there and ready for episode 3.
Yeah, that like the people don't know that was the actual secret handshake on the Underground Railroad, because if your if your thumb meat had lotion on it, then they know you was really down for the cause.
That's what is that what
Yeah.
it is? Okay, I could dig it. Yeah, I saw that. Like, and then you had the ring to kind of like, you know what I'm saying, like finish it all off, take the whole approach to it. And he got up out of there, man. Like everybody turned to salt. The whole house collapsed. See that's why Trump wanted to like pass that law to get black people out of white folks' neighborhoods, because they feel like we're gonna come in and like crumble that shit. And we will. I mean, like we are owed a debt in this country. So like, man, fuck your little castle house, nigga. Like my great grandmama built this shit anyway, bro. We gonna build some new shit. So he came through, crushed the buildings like Snoop in the New York video. And man, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy ending, setting up the next couple of episodes, man. What you
Right.
think?
And we'll be here every week to take you through each episode. Before we go, we need to come up with a name for, Them Thrones is gone. We still them boys from Them Thrones. But is this Lovecraft in the Hood? Is this Lovecraft Hood? What we
Do
gonna
we
call
want to
it?
be countrymen? I don't want to do boys. Not with a show like this. I ain't
Yeah.
trying to have nobody talk down to me.
I say the
Shoot.
Lovecraft. Lovecraft Hood, Lovecraft. I don't know, man.
I think so. I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah, hit us in the comments what y'all think the name of the show. But I we ought to call it Black True Blood, because that's what it is.
Yeah. I like that. Black True Blood.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll come up with something, man. And then next week, man, we'll be right back here. On the Zoom, still socially distanced. Wear your mask. Man, I love DC. Go. Got the Starks family reunion. We still out here. You already know.
Since we I just came up with the name, bro. We're not even like, y'all can suggest some stuff, but this is what y'all gonna have to be. This is what we're gonna name it. And since we were on Them Thrones, this is That Craft. That craft. Bro.
I'm with it.
We have moved on from Them Thrones to That Craft.
To Dad Craft.
Yeah,
I'm with it, Mike.
Yeah.
I'm with it. Dad Craft.
That Craft.
That Craft.
That Craft.
We just gotta make you laugh.
Just laugh.
That Craft.
That Craft.
Back every week and yo. And on your ass.
We still working on the theme song.
Yeah, we're gonna work the kicks out. We're gonna get the kicks out. All right, Mike.
All right, Joe. From the Real Negus, we'll be back every week as long as there is that craft. So look for us, man. And until then, peace.
Peace. Be stuck.
Michael Harriet.
And we out here.